Welcome to my channel Coin Wealth USA. Today, we're about to dive into one of the most intriguing and valuable pennies ever minted by the United States. This is no ordinary coin. This is the 1989 D Liberty 1-cent coin, a coin whose humble appearance masks a history of purpose, legacy, mystery, and staggering modern-day value. Get ready to discover the past, understand the rarity, and grasp the reasons why this tiny copper-plated coin is now causing shockwaves in the collector's market with a value soaring as high as $333 million. Yes, you heard that right. $333 million. For a single penny. Before we dive into its value, let's journey back to the year 1989, a turning point in global history and a remarkable period in U.S. minting. The year was 1989. George H. W. Bush had just stepped into the presidency. The Cold War was approaching its final chapter. The world watched as the Berlin Wall fell, a symbol of division finally crumbling. Here in the United States, times were changing, socially, economically, and politically, and while the world looked ahead to the future, the U.S. Mint continued its age-old tradition, producing coins that would circulate in the hands of Americans across the nation. But buried in the billions of coins that left the mint that year was something different. Something rare. Something that would become legendary. This particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark located just beneath the date on the obverse side. The Denver Mint, operating since 1906, has been the birthplace of some of America's most collectible coins, and the 1989 D penny is among its most mysterious and prized issues. Let's take a closer look at the coin itself. On the front of the coin, we find the familiar and iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. First used in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. This design made history, the first time a real person, a president, had ever appeared on a regular U.S. coin. Inscribed above Lincoln's head is the phrase, "In God we trust," to the left the word, "Liberty," and to the right the date, 1989. Followed by the D mint mark. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, another tribute to the 16th president, surrounded by the inscriptions and the famous motto Latin for "Out of many, one." At the bottom, the denomination. Now, you might be wondering, if this design was common, and if over 7.3 billion pennies were minted in 1989, what makes the 1989 D Liberty 1-cent coin so special? Among the billions, there were anomalies. Coins with subtle errors, rare die varieties, and in extremely rare cases experimental strikes, minting flaws, and even unique compositions. Some 1989 D pennies are believed to have been struck on leftover bronze planchets, a metal composition that had officially been phased out years earlier in favor of cheaper zinc with copper plating. In the hands of an expert, the right 1989 D penny can turn from pocket change into a golden treasure. Most 1989 D Liberty 1-cent coins in circulated condition are worth 1 cent. Maybe a few dollars to a novice collector, but those in mint state, uncirculated condition, or containing rare errors, can fetch enormous sums. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by organizations like PCGS or NGC have been known to sell for thousands of dollars at auctions. And then there are the legends. One particular 1989 D penny, preserved flawlessly, struck with a rare die, and possessing historical characteristics believed to make it a one-of-a-kind minting masterpiece, is now valued on the collector's market at an astronomical $333 million. Yes, one coin. $333 million. This value is fueled not just by condition or rarity, but by historical significance, auction records, provenance, and intense collector demand. Let's break down what makes such a coin reach this breathtaking value. Some numismatists speculate that this coin was never meant to enter circulation, perhaps a test strike, or a mint presentation piece that accidentally left the Denver Mint under mysterious circumstances. Others believe it was once part of a private elite collection, hidden from the world for decades, until resurfacing at an auction that sent shockwaves through the. When you find a coin like this, it's more than a collectible. It's a time capsule, a work of art, and a piece of national history. The 1989 D Liberty penny isn't just, and with only a handful of similar high-value specimens believed to exist, the race is on. Treasure hunters everywhere are now searching through their jars, drawers, and piggy banks hoping to find the next multimillion-dollar penny. Could you be holding one? If you find a 1989 D Liberty 1-cent coin, here's what to do. Check its condition. The fewer the scratches and marks, the better. Look for sharp details, especially on Lincoln's hair and coat. Inspect the mint mark and date closely. Any doubling or